I couldn't handle this week is watching liberals on Twitter react to the Ma'Khia Bryant shooting. That's the girl with the knife who was trying to kill another girl when the police officer shot her. Completely 100% justified shooting, by the way. If you've seen both the angles, this woman, look, I'm going to call her a woman because this is the left, right? She's 16 years old. They're trying to refer to her as a child now. But let's remember, they think 16-year-olds should vote. So are they women? Are they children? It just depends on the purpose, right? They think that young children under 16 should be able to decide what sex they are and get hormone therapy and all kinds of radical treatment. But because she got shot, even though she was trying to kill somebody, very obviously, because of that, she's a child. I mean, the narrative from the left is so bad. And if you watched at all what they were saying on Twitter about how this could have been handled in a different way. Again, I'm going to tell you, I come from a law enforcement family. I look at all these things as they happen. I normally don't call them early because you don't really know what the facts are, but the video is clear. She said, "I'm going to effing kill you, B," or "I'm effing stab you, B," as she was lunging at another girl with a knife. Like, I think that's a life-threatening situation. I think a cop who comes on that situation, he had a total, by the way, from the second he got out of the car until she tried to stab this girl, he had a total of 9 seconds. So people are saying that he should have de-escalated, that he should have, in those 9 seconds, done something differently, right? And so there was just some stuff that was on Twitter. It's just unbelievable. By the way, I don't know if you subscribe to this, but if you don't, you know, there's the Babylon Bee, great stuff, great humor. Then there's Not the Bee. It's actually called Not the Bee, and it is literally at notthebee.com. It's the same people, but it's just there's so many things in the news that are so ridiculous, but they're not actually intended to be comedy, that they started collecting them at Not the Bee. So you got to listen to some of the suggestions that the radical liberals had. Here's the first one. They should use long sticks. Yes, that's right. The police should use long sticks to subdue people who are going to stab somebody with a knife. I mean, why didn't we think of this before? Because, you know, if you're going to be stabbed to death, you just got to know that hopefully people will run up like a bunch of people with long sticks. And there's actually a picture of a guy on the ground and a bunch of cops standing around with long sticks. And the person says, "I understand it might not have been appropriate in this situation, but it seems to work pretty well here when they show it in practice on the news." Yeah. So in other words, you need 6 guys to respond to every incident, and they got to hop out of the car with long sticks. That's really a great idea. All right. The next person had a lot of really good ideas. You're going to love this. She said, de-escalation, like shouting, "Drop the weapon." Physical force, like tripping. Maybe he should have tripped her. There are many ways to disarm a person without shooting to kill. Well, how about de-escalation? I mean, why didn't he just yell, "Drop the weapon"? That seems solid. She's about to kill somebody. And the other girl, of course, would have probably had the knife plunged into her chest, somewhere between the word "the" and "weapon." But, you know, then you resort to physical force. Then maybe you shoot her. No, wait. Then you trip her, right? I mean, he could have just jumped in and tied her shoelaces, according to the Bee. That would be funny and effective. I mean, these people, it's unbelievable. Here's another one. He said, or the cops could, now stay with me here, talk to the people at the scene and ask what's going on instead of just murdering anyone in the area. I know it's a mind-boggling novel concept. Yeah. Have you seen the video? Do you think this person saw the video? Like the cop had time to, "Hey, what's going on here? Looks like we have an altercation going on. Do you know what she's doing? Do you know what she's doing?" Instead, he got out of his car. He saw a woman about to stab another woman with a steak knife or a butcher knife. Yeah, that's good. Okay, this is one. One asked, where were the rubber bullets and tear gas or a nightstick and tackle or even a taser or even a dog? Rubber bullets. Maybe the person thinks that she was using a rubber knife. Tear gas. Oh, that's a great idea. Because, you know, load the tear gas canister, take the time to shoot it. It goes up. Meanwhile, the person has been stabbed to death. I mean, this is absolutely unbelievable stuff. But this is actually what the leftists think. Here's a great one. I love this because this is like excusing knife fights. This person, leftist cat, says, multiple girls stabbed each other in fights at my high school and no one was even close to dying. These are just kids squabbling and no one had to die. So this is a new thing, right? It's like normal because this is what we all want at our schools. Maybe this happened at your school. You know, I think back to my grammar school days and soccer out on the field and a little bit of dodgeball and then just occasionally a knife fight. these people are idiots. The bottom line is Ma'Khia Bryant, there's a lot more going on. Is it tragic that she died? It's always tragic when somebody dies like this, especially young. It's absolutely tragic. The real tragedy, her mom's trying to play the victim. Her mom was not in her life. She was living in a foster home. Lord knows what this young girl's life was like. It's pretty bad if it comes down to her running around trying to stab people to death. And the problem is, I'm just going to say it fundamentally. I don't know if it's her case, but I put money on it. No father in the home. She certainly wasn't in her own home. She was in foster care at 16 years old. Lord knows what this girl's been through. This is a fundamental problem in our inner cities today. It's a fundamental problem in families, but especially in Black families, the very high percentage of Black kids without fathers in the home. And they end up committing crime. They end up committing suicide. They end up in jail. They end up on drugs. Those are the statistics. Now, I'm going to get called a racist because I'm quoting statistics, but those are just factual statistics. It's the way it is. I didn't make it that way. I'm just telling you what the stats are. We got to get fathers in homes. There needs to be an emphasis on that. Communities have got to get their act together and talk about the real deal. I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks are willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.